Hey everybody, this is Kevin Wilkie, a local Internet Marketing Association, and thank you for answering the niche survey questionnaire that I sent out. We received a ton of responses and read every one of them. And starting out, I started personally replying to dozens and dozens of people. And in doing that, I quickly realized that was the same things I was saying over and over again to people, because it really fell down into three main categories that your response is and where you're stuck or your challenge falls into. So I decided to sit down and create this brand new training video just for you to help you identify which one category are you, and then what do you actually need to worry about and focus on to help you get unstuck and move forward successfully. So this is going to be a very helpful training for you. Definitely go through the whole thing, because this is going to give you what you need to hear right now based on where you said you're at. So those three groups are: one, you're brand new. So you might be brand new as far as just a couple weeks into this, or you're brand new in that you've been in this for 3 years and still don't have any clients. So let's actually add that. No clients or revenue. The second group is you're still trying to pick a niche to focus on, and you're stuck in that world. Is you may have kind of picked one or dabbled one or did a little bit of here or there, but you've never really picked a true niche and moved forward with that. And the next one, third group, is you're having success. You've picked a niche, but you haven't fully committed yourself to it. You're still pulled back to the old ways of doing things. So I'm going to address all three of these in this training video for you. But real quick, let's talk about some realities with being niche focused. So if you are in that first category, it is a much harder way to get started. I do not recommend starting out with a niche focus from day one for the vast majority of people, because there's so much you're going to have to learn and implement before you see success getting clients. There's much easier ways to go out and get clients and start making money and cash flow and learning this business before you worry about all the niche specific things related to it. So I'm going to address what you do if you're in that first category, but just keep in mind, it is harder to get to develop a niche focus than it is to get started in this industry and just go out and get some clients using any of the basic ways. But after that initial success, so you have some clients, you have some revenue, and you want to start moving out of that hustle stage that I've talked about in past trainings, then if you do not switch to a niche focus, or you don't fully eventually commit to a niche focus, it is literally going to be harder to grow your business. You're going to plateau and become stuck in that anywhere from 10 to 20,000 gross revenue range. And then you're going to see more and more competition as you move forward, because literally everybody is your competition at that point, from the individual consultants to the big players like Reach Local. And that means your prices and profit margins are going to keep shrinking, and you're going to be working harder and making less. And you also are going to be at the fear of losing clients and customers, because then we have to go jump and get some more and lose the ball, or kind of drop the ball in delivering with your existing ones to get some new ones and restart that momentum up. And then when you get some new ones, then you're going to have to focus all your time on servicing clients, and you're going to lose the momentum on getting clients. So you're just always going to be jumping back and forth and in a complete rat race if you don't have that niche focus. But if you do switch to niche focus, it is going to be easier and faster to grow once you put the right things in place that allow you to scale up with a niche focus. So you're going to have laser focus your marketing, and you can really create a niche authority and leverage that authority. So in our case, in our agencies, we get clients every week that come to us because of the marketing systems that we put in place. And then on the delivery side, you use repeatable systems and services that you can do over and over again for your clients, because you're not having to create anything new. You can repeat and reuse the same things that you're doing for each client. That means, one, you can deliver dependable results. You know the results that you can deliver for your clients because you've done it over and over again. And you don't get stuck in this track of doing custom or semi-custom work, or where every new client is like a new learning curve you have to go down and figure out how do you tweak what you normally do for this client in their industry. And that wastes a lot of time and resources, and really it impacts the results you can deliver for those clients, especially starting out. Also, you're going to have much less competition, or like true direct competition, because all the generalists and the big boys, it's really easy to sell against those people, because you can say you focus on this niche exclusively versus everybody else is scattered all over the place, and they're going to want, if given two options, they'd rather work with somebody that focuses exclusively than a generalist that's kind of dabbling all over the place. And then you're going to have better pricing and much larger profit margins because of all these things up here. You're charging more, it's easier to deliver the services, and that means your margins are going to be much higher. In our case, we have a 66% profit margin for our agency right now. That is completely and totally insane. I mean, I'm not saying that you're going to have that if you go all in niche focus, but if you are one of our licensee clients, you're going to be implementing our systems and using and get to working with you to get to those type of results because of the efficiency and scale and effectiveness of how we go about doing it, and just the inherent nature of being niche focused. So hopefully that's a little recap on why not to and why you should be niche focused. So let's dig into the three groups. So if you're brand new, it means you have no clients or no revenue. It doesn't matter if you've been in this 2 weeks or 2 years. If you don't have clients and revenue, then you're still brand new and haven't gotten out of the gate yet. So the main challenges that you're going to face, and if you scroll to the very bottom here, you can see I just pasted a handful of responses people sent, so you can see what people are actually saying that are in these different groups. And this big one is they just don't know how to get started. So you haven't gotten started yet. That means you're stuck in frustration and overwhelm on what you should be doing, and you just don't know what to do. So the solution for you is, like I said before, do not worry about niches at all. Instead, what you need to worry about is, what is your actual business model? Or another way to look at it is, what services or service are you going to offer clients, and learn about how to offer those services to clients and how to get clients for those different services. Doesn't matter, like we teach the pay-per-click model, so we have a complete training on the pay-per-click model. Go through that, use that. Other people teach reputation or SEO or mobile or whatever it is. It doesn't matter what the service offering. Pick one and focus on that, and then eliminate any distractions that don't help you move forward with that, being successful in that service offering or getting started in that service offering to get your first couple of clients. But if you don't decide what you're going to do and then eliminate distractions that cause the overwhelm and frustration they have, then you're going to always be stuck. You being stuck is your creation that you've caused for yourself, and you need to take ownership and do the things to get you unstuck and out of overwhelm. Then what really is important, if you don't have all these distractions pulling you a different way, you're going to have a lot of time that you need to focus the vast majority, like 80% of your time, talking to business owners. Doesn't care what kind of business owners, if it's ideal client or not, or does not matter. Just start talking to business owners, because that is where true knowledge and growth and understanding comes from. It doesn't come from sitting at your computer watching videos or webinars or reading emails or any of that. It comes from getting out there in the real world, in the field, and taking action, talking to business owners. Just do literally whatever it takes. Nothing else matters at this point until you do that. And really develop that hustle mindset and that hustle focus to get those first couple clients. Alright, so what are some resources to help you with this? So one, hopefully you've already with you this, but if not, this is critical. Right here is the 3 stages of local marketing. You need to know what stage you're in and what you need to focus on in that stage and what not to worry about. And then I did an advanced training that really went into depth on the first stage, that hustle stage, of what actually really needs to focus on the different mini phases that you go through in that first hustle stage. So these first 2 are going to be invaluable for you. And then a great way to start getting those first couple clients is use networking events, because you can talk to a lot of business owners. Again, what matters is talking to business owners. So if you go to networking type events, you're going to have conversations with business owners, and we have a whole training that Ed did on how to do that effectively. Even if it's not natural, or even if it's uncomfortable for you, or if you're like shy or anything like that, this is going to give you extreme value and help in that regards. So those are, or one last one. I also did this training here. This is an older one. It's a few years old, so it's back when I was in the SEO focus instead of pay-per-click focus, but the concept still stands that this is built on, is be real and authentic, and use confident authenticity when talking to these business owners to get your first client, and then leverage that first client to get results, learn the business, and create a case study and testimonial that you can use to get more clients. So hopefully that is going to help you if you're in this first stage on what you should be focusing on and doing. Alright, so now if you're in that next phase, it means you have a couple clients, you're making some revenue, but you don't really have a niche yet. So that you're in the picking a niche phase. The main challenges that people in this phase had is you don't know how to pick a good niche, and then you have a lot of fear of picking a bad niche, so you don't do anything and just stay stuck instead. So you can read some of the things here. Picking a good niche, not convinced I selected correctly, cutting through all the noise on which niche to focus on, which would I choose, selecting the right one, which one is most profitable or is in the highest demand. I think I fear doing something I've never done, devoting all the time to one thing and risk of not being successful with it. Like you just see, there's just a tremendous amount of fear in this, and I totally get it and understand. But if you keep living in that fear, you're going to stay stuck. And there's also this belief that there's like a magical niche, that if you just knew that magic niche, that's like the secret, the button that like it makes it all work. But if you don't know that one, then nothing else matters. And that is so far from true. Like if you looked at like what our first niche that we focus on, it's really not that great of a niche. It doesn't necessarily feed all the criteria, but we went through the process right here that the training that I teach you to use, we did it ourselves, and that's the niche that we started out with our new agency model, and then scaled up from there and made it work. So picking the right niche is not the most important part. Picking a niche and committing and following through, and then validating that niche for you. So pick one, validate it for yourself, then follow through with that consistently. That's what matters. So it doesn't matter of what the niche is, it's picking one, validating it, and following through. So solutions, there's two different ways. If you have a base of clients, first do this right here. It's a training I did on how to choose a niche to focus on. And you're going to do some analyze your current client base, and based on your current client base, you're going to see which ones are good or not good and why they are. And from that, you might already be working within a niche that's a good one to focus on. So that's step one, is analyze your current client base. If none of those are really a good niche, learn like why are they not a good niche? What are the reasons why? And then you're going to need to pick at least 2 to 3 potential niches to start testing out and validating those. So don't go all in with one niche and then realize 3 to 6 or 9 months down the road, like, man, this was really a bad decision, and I'm not going to be able to have success in this niche because of whatever reason. First, pick a couple potential ones and then test them out to validate them first to decide which one's the right fit. So some resources there is, here's a list of a whole bunch, 24 different niches that you can focus on, or that are potential ones to look at. Also, Ed and I did a whole Google Hangout training on how to pick a niche and some of the factors to look at. We give you a evaluation criteria that you can use to score different niches and all kinds of stuff. That's going to be helpful. And then, once you pick a couple potential niches to test out, the most important thing is to get your first client in each one of those niches. And get real world data and experience to see if that was a good niche or not for you, and actually learn by doing the process, not this sitting behind your computer and intellectualizing and analyzing and thinking that you're doing something, but you've never actually gone out and talked to businesses in that niche, got one of them as your client, and delivered services and see what it looks like. So that is what's most important, is get your first client. And again, you can go back to this how to get your first client. You can use this exact same model to get your first niche client once you decide which ones you're going to test. Alright, so now the third group is you're consistently are able to get some clients and revenue, but there are kind of all different types, and you're not really able to go, but you also know what your niche focus is, but you're not focused exclusively on that. You still keep falling back to the old ways of doing it. And the main challenges that you have is you have a big fear of missing out, or FOMO, of turning away potential new clients and money and revenue that you feel like if you stop turning that away, then you're really holding yourself back, or you're missing out on other niches or opportunities. So you'd have this big fear, and also you haven't set up a consistent way to bring in new leads within that niche to feed your funnel and get new clients. And it becomes very easy to keep falling back to the old ways of how you used to do things, or how you've always done things. That's simple and easy and friendly and within your comfort zone. Going in and going all in on a new niche is really outside your comfort zone, so you keep going back to the old ways and focusing on staying comfortable instead of growing. So when you read these, it's getting consistent leads and customers, worried about missing profit from clients outside the niche or passing up other opportunities, time to implement this. My current clients are all over in different industries, so it's hard to be niche focused because I'd be alienating potential ones. Getting traction so I can remain focused on that. Once you select one, how do you fully commit? I'm a generalist now because I don't want to pass up any work. How to get new clients. See, like you can see it's all the same things over here. It's all based around this, either the fear of missing out or turning away clients, or not having an easy way to set it up. So then you just keep falling back to your old ways because that's within your comfort zone. But if you go back to the very beginning here, if you stay in this, you're going to be harder and harder to grow, and you're going to stay stuck where you're at, probably somewhere in the $10,000 to $20,000 growth range, maybe less, rarely more. You're going to face more and more competition. It's going to become, business is going to become harder and harder. Your pricing is going to keep going down, and your profit margins are definitely going to shrink. So you don't want to stay. That's what happens when you just stay stuck in your comfort zone of the old ways of doing things. So the solution is you need to create a niche marketing funnel for the niche that you've already selected and are focusing on. So I gave you some valuable training here. So one, there's two things that you can set up very easily right now to have a consistent funnel going on to generate some new leads within that niche. One is Facebook ads targeting that niche, and then the second one is LinkedIn ads targeting that niche as well. So here's two different trainings. This is a whole training webinar I did that you can go through and watch. And then this is a great blog post that I came across on step-by-step how do you do LinkedIn advertising. So set up a marketing funnel to target that niche. So now you at least have something going on, and you have on some regular basis new leads and prospects showing up, so you can be talking to more people in that niche. You can be getting some more clients. It's not going to scale huge just doing that. You're going to need more things than just that, but it's going to get you in the game and moving forward. And then in doing that, identify your ideal client within that niche. Not all clients within a niche are good. Some are going to be bad, some are going to be okay, and some are going to be great. So in this training right here, this is how you can identify your ideal niche client once you spent time working in that niche. And you're not going to know what it is until you have a base of clients that you get to see the good, bad, and ugly within that niche. and you realize what makes a good client within that niche, and then you can go and improve and change your marketing to really target just those types of clients. And then next and the last step is decide what is your all-in milestone. So it might be a number like once you get to 5 clients or 10 clients in that niche, or once you get to X amount of revenue, or whatever it is. There needs to be a clear milestone that you wrote down and committed to, that once you get to that milestone, you are going to cut off all non-niche clients from that point forward. And that's like a non-negotiable line in the sand. In our agency, we cut it off from day one. We only took clients in that new niche, and it was tough in the beginning because it's slower growth starting out with a niche focus than it is in a generalist focus. But we were committed to the long term and building in the right systems and processes and focus, and really laying the groundwork and foundation to create an extremely successful and lucrative local marketing agency with this new niche focus model that we have. And it has more than paid off now with the growth that we have and the profitability we have. Everybody would be extremely jealous. It's like a unicorn business model. But if you don't decide when you're going to make that all-in transition, you will always have this fear of missing out. And the desire of taking on that just one more non-niche client will always be there, and it'll pull you back, and it'll keep you stuck in both worlds. And then you will not be able to move forward successfully in either one, and you'll struggle, and your business will be impacted. So you have to decide what's the milestone, and then when you reach that, stop taking any new clients. And it might be difficult at first, but after you turn a couple one of those away, and you see you still lived and survived and thrived after that, it will be extremely liberating. And you have a tremendous sense of freedom from your business because of that one move. So some other resources is, so the ones I walked through are creating your funnel, identifying your client, and Ed and I did a whole training on how to dominate a lucrative niche. So beginning to end, what are the most important parts? So this is going to give you the blueprint to go down. This is an excellent training just by itself. If you want to work with us, we have a whole course that you can go through on how to be successful in Ed's most lucrative niche, cosmetic surgeons. Or in addition, you get as a bonus the Local Niche Blueprint is a $2,500 course. We give it to you free as a bonus that you can use for any other niche. So this is a great resource once you are at this phase, or phase 3, if you want something to invest in that gives you a step-by-step blueprint to follow. So if for something I recommend for everybody that kept coming up throughout the whole thing is time, and not really having the time or focus to be able to move forward with what you really want to do. So that is the last thing I recommend everybody go through, is the time maximizer training I did right here that shows you, it says how to get more done in less time with proper focus, action, and master and win the game of this business. So this is going to be extremely valuable, is how to really leverage your time. It's going to give you a couple key steps and action items and strategies. One of those that really is important for each stage is the mini blast concept. You're going to learn in the training, but it's blocking out extended periods of time, removing all distractions, and getting the most important things that's going to dramatically move your business forward in this key area. So one of those mini blast focuses is going to be setting up a new marketing funnel. Might be creating the lead magnet, and then it's creating the LinkedIn ad campaign, then the Facebook ad campaign. Those are all mini blasts that you're going to want to do. Alright, so hopefully this was helpful for everybody, and something that I'm thinking about doing, and if you're interested, if you're in this third stage right here, committing to a niche, what I may do here in the near future is do a fixed term mastermind training coaching program for a handful of people that I take you down this whole path together of getting you completely all in niche focused within a niche. Because that would dramatically transform your life if you were able to do that. And if I'm able to accelerate your path down that direction, and also ensure that you actually follow through and do it, that would be a great experience for you and a win for you, and something I would absolutely love doing as well. So that's something I'm looking at potentially doing. May look for that in the future. But regardless, you now have a clear, hopefully you have a clear understanding of what's causing you to be stuck, and then what do you actually need to focus on and do to move forward and get unstuck and reach greater levels of success and achievement and revenue and profitability and fulfillment from your business, and really make a profound difference for you, your business, and all the clients that you get to serve and help. So hopefully you like this as much as I did in making it for you, and would love to have your feedback. Please feel free to type in the comments below any feedback you have on this, and you can also below see all the links, or actually you can get the link to this document that I'm going through right here, and within this document you can see have all the links that I covered here. All right, thanks a lot. Talk to you soon.